back to my channel. If you're new, please subscribe, come and join the family. Welcome to the party, and basically you're part of the extravaganza, which is food with Chanel, me. Basically today we are going to be making some stewed chicken. Now the reason why I'm making this is because it's a really simple, easy recipe, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. A lot of people always ask me as well how I make my stewed chicken, curry chicken, all of that. My curry chicken is currently on my channel and it's doing bits, so go and watch that if you haven't already. If you haven't seen me on TikTok, I don't know where you've been, but you know, basically go onto my TikTok and you'll see the madness that I'm always creating all the time. Head over to my Instagram as well. All my handles and information is down below, and the ingredients list to this recipe will always be down below as well. And I just want to thank you guys for rocking with me and supporting me this far, because if it wasn't for you lot, I wouldn't have got this far in the first place. So this one's for you guys. So sit back, relax, put your feet up, get yourself a little juice, little beverage, and sit down and enjoy. Let's get straight into it. We've got our chicken thighs, and this is 8 chicken thighs that I've cut in half, cleaned it, cut off the fat, washed it, all of that goodness. And then in this bowl we've got 2 chopped spring onions, we've got a 1/4 bell pepper of a yellow one, a red one and a green one. We've also got a red onion in there, a small one, some fresh thyme. Yep, all of that. These are all part of our seasonings, do you know what I mean? When you put these on the chicken, the colours, the flavours. Then we've got our minced garlic and minced ginger. So I will put all the exact measurements, you already know how it goes. Then we've got 1 teaspoon of chopped Scotch bonnet pepper. So straight away what I'm already going to do is put in the garlic and the ginger. Fresh garlic and ginger, adding that always just gives, I don't know, it gives it more of an intense flavour than if you was to just use garlic powder and ground ginger. So I use both. And then you want to add some ground black pepper. Again guys, exact measurements will be in the description below as always. You're going to add some ground ginger. Some paprika. And to be fair, paprika doesn't really give it a flavour, it more gives it the colour. And as you guys know, I said it in my last recipe when I did chicken, adding paprika gives a nice colour to it. Then you want to add some garlic granules. You're going to add some garlic salt. You're going to add some whole pimento seeds, or allspice as some people may know it. And I like to just put, I don't know, maybe like that much, about 7, 8, 9, depends on like the size, but never go like absolutely crazy with it, just put a little amount in there. Then we want to add our Maggi Liquid Seasoning. I use this in so many recipes, as a lot of people say, but it just adds a really nice flavour that I like. We're also going to add our Jamaica Valley chicken seasoning, which I'll probably put about 1.5 teaspoons in there of that. We're going to add the all-purpose Jamaica Valley seasoning as well, and we're going to put 1 teaspoon of that. But obviously I've not been saying the exact measurements as I went along. 1.5 teaspoons. So just check the description and you'll be good. And then we're going to add our Scotch bonnet pepper. So as you can see, I'm using a spoon to put this in because I'm not about to have that situation. Long story short, one time I touched my eyes, and yeah, I regretted it 1000%. So make sure you're just super careful with that. Add all that in. See how colourful it looks? This is what we like. This is what we like. When your chicken looks colourful, you know you've done something right. So this is how it should look. Then you just want to get your hand and mix all of that in. So just mix it up. Oh gosh, I missed out one thing. Don't worry, I can add it in a minute. I'm just going to massage this in a little bit. Get all of this going together. And it smells really nice. Like I can smell the peppers. I can smell the fresh thyme. Dry thyme and fresh thyme. Well, dry thyme is fine. But fresh thyme, if you add that, believe me, you're going to level up your thing. You're going to level it up. Again, we've got some Jamaica Valley browning here. Browning is basically, because a lot of people will say to me, what is browning? Browning is, once I can get the bottle open, browning is, I think in America it's called molasses, but it's basically like, not honey, sugar that's been worked into like a syrupy type mixture like this, basically. So this is just like a really, I'm trying to think of a way to describe it. It's so hard to describe, but even my grandma used to use browning when she was making like rum cakes and stuff because it makes it dark. So call it that. What it's doing is it's adding a depth of flavour. Sorry, I'm putting on a fresh glove. So call it that. It's adding a depth of flavour and colour as well. So look, you see how it's like that? And if you can't find it, another way that you can just make it yourself quickly is that when you're doing your chicken, you get a tablespoon, maybe just a bit less of sugar, brown sugar preferably. Put that in the pan and let it caramelize, and then put your chicken in, and it will give it like a slight darkness to the chicken, kind of like this, but it will do it in the pan. Kind of wish I added in a bit more browning. You see guys, sometimes you've got to look and learn as well. So like the chicken looking like this, for me, it needs more browning, so I'm going to add a bit more browning to this. And then we'll be ready. Another browning that I use as well, just in case you can't find the Jamaica Valley one, it's available on their website and in some stores as well. This is another one that I use, and this one can be found in like Morrison's, Asda, stuff like that. And this one is the one that my grandma used to use in her baking. So yeah, so there's other options as well, just in case you can't find any. So I'm going to add a little bit more browning into the mix. There we go, that was a little bit too much. It's about a tablespoon of browning that you're going to add, basically, depending on the amount of chicken. But we've got about 8 pieces of chicken in this, so you just get, see, I'm very clean with things like this. I will keep using a new glove because, you know, we've got to be clean with these things. So yeah, just keep massaging it in. This is the colour that we want. You want your chicken to just look, I don't know what it is today. Today I'm trying to find all my descriptive words and I'm struggling, but it's fine. Just keep mixing it up like this until your chicken looks like that. Basically, should look really nice, well seasoned, and you should smell the aromas. Like that Scotch bonnet pepper is catching my nose differently. So this is what you've got. Your chicken is good. Now normally you would leave this to marinate. Minimum 30 minutes, max overnight. Overnight this will be flavours. Now because, you know, I always do this, I'm going to actually start marinating my meat overnight for YouTube, but your girl's very busy, so what we're going to do, we're going to cook this straight away, and it still tastes flavours. So you might have had a long day at work and you just need to make a quick meal for yourself, for bae, for whoever, and you're just like, you know what, I need a quick little chef-ins. Do this and it'll be fine, trust me. Okay, so I've put my trusty tea fry pan on. And always remember, make your pan get hot first, then put a bit of oil in there. And as I said, I'm using my Dutch pot today as well as this, but you can use another pan that you just kind of, I don't know, stew down any meats in or chicken in. That will work as well. So just add some oil to the pan, not too much, enough to just cover the bottom of the pan like this. Some people will use a bit more oil than this. Me personally, I don't think it needs it. As long as you can get a nice seal on that chicken, you'll be good. Sorry, didn't even show you guys. Just scrape off some of those veggies because you don't want them to burn. As I said, they were there to season up the chicken with, but you don't want them to get in the pan now. Okay, so we're just going to turn it down slightly and then begin to brown off our chicken. Don't worry if you don't get everything off, you just kind of need the main bits off. Yeah, so just get your chicken, put them in the pan. As you can see, I'm still scraping off. If you want to, you can scrape them off beforehand so it makes it easier. Me, I just do it as I go along. Oh, it's smelling lovely already. These sort of smells remind me of my grandma's kitchen, because this is something that she would cook just all the time. If you know, if you're Caribbean, then you know stewed chicken or curry chicken is like a main type of dish that you would have like midweek. So yeah, what you're going to do, you're just going to brown these off. So it'll probably be about 5 minutes on each side, maybe 8 minutes, just until they're all brown. And then we're going to put them in our Dutch pot, add some stock and whatnot. And then yeah, we'll be good to go. I've practically finished now, so I've got all that veg there. I'm just going to put this remaining bit of chicken in. Got one piece left. So you just want to get all these browned off, turn them in a few minutes, and then we'll start making our stock. Now we're just going to turn over our chicken. As you can see, it's getting nice and brown. And this is what you want. You want brown like this. We don't want just, oh, it's been in the pan for a few minutes. Give it about 4 to 5 minutes on each side so it can get a really nice caramelization on that chicken. So this is what brown stewed chicken is. The key is in the name. So you're going to seal both sides like that. So don't be worried if you think, oh my gosh, this is too brown. This is perfect. And then we're going to give it a turn again with some big pieces like this. You just want to turn it so you can seal all the sides like this. Keep turning, keep turning. And then what I'm going to do now, I've just boiled the kettle to get some water, and I'm going to mix some boiling water with the chicken stock cube and with the vegetable stock cube. So as you guys can see, in this I've got a vegetable stock cube and a chicken one. And I'm just going to fill it up with some water and dissolve it. I've put, how much water? Again, I do everything by eye level, so there's about 400 mils of water in here. I'm just going to mix this up. I'm going to turn my chicken again. As you can see, it's all nice and brown now. So we're going to get our Dutch pot on. And then what we're going to do, move this chicken to one side, put the Dutch pot on, and add it all into the Dutch pot. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what a Dutch pot is, it's basically a pot like this. It normally makes this sort of sound. If you try and take meat from it behind your parents' back, you can't win. You can't win because of the noise there, yeah? So what you want to do, obviously, if you haven't got a Dutch pot, you can just get your normal stew pot, whatever you make any sort of like dishes with a sauce in. I'm just mixing my stock here. I'm not going to add this yet. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. When your Dutch pot starts to get hot, which it won't take long, you're basically going to add all the chicken that you browned into the bottom. And then we're going to do something even crazier. Because this has got all those juices in, I'm about to add it in here, some of it anyway, because we've got to move quick. Just mix it in those juices a bit, and then put all of that in there. And then even better, to get all the excess juices from in this pan, pour in that stock into the pan, and then pour it in with your chicken like that. And once you have done that, pour in all the excess seasoning that you have left, so all those onions, all of that. Just put all of that in. And then once you've got all of that in, your chicken should be looking like this. So you just want to get it all in that stock, in that juice. And then one of the key ingredients in stewed chicken that is now coming up, and everyone's going to be like, oh my god, what are you doing? Ketchup. Ketchup, ketchup, ketchup. There you go. It's got to go in there. Just like that. And then again, just give it, don't mix it, I would more say just kind of like push the chicken around a little bit, because you don't want it to, I don't know, you don't want it to just get all mashed up. Yeah, you can pour some of that stock over the chicken like that. Just get it working. And then also, before I forget, you want to add a little bit more browning as well once it's cooking like this. So get your browning, and be careful, because when you pour out browning it takes a while, but when it does come out it's quite a lot. So add in your browning again, and then just mix that in a bit. And then once you have mixed that a little bit, get your fire onto a medium heat. We're going to add a little bit more water as well, because it doesn't need a lot of water. You don't want it to be sinking in the water. You just want it to kind of be surrounding the chicken, you know. So just pour in a little bit more so you can still see your chicken, like so. And then you're also going to add in your carrots, which is going to give it a nice sweet flavour. Some people add potatoes. You know me, I like to add carrots. It adds a really nice sweetness to it. And you get more veg in there as well. So there's always a win-win. And then, see that noise there? That's when you know dinner's cooking, innit? In a Jamaican household. Then what you want to do, all the hard work is basically done, because you're going to put the lid on. You see what I mean now? Trying to lift up that lid. So trying to lift up this lid without there being noise, you'd have to be very careful. But once this gets hot, you won't be able to just lift it. So you're going to need a little tea towel or something. So I'll show you again later. But yeah, put the lid on, leave it on a medium-low heat, and it's going to take about 45 minutes just to work its way. We'll keep checking on it though every like 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah, there is your stewed chicken. Okay, so I wasn't going to show the cooking of the rice, but I might as well just give a quick top tip when it comes to the rice. If you guys are new, then you may not have seen the way I cook my rice, but this is just under 2 cups of rice. I've just put some water in it to wash it. If you don't wash your rice, I mean, I don't know, but I wash my rice. I've always been taught to wash my rice, because look at all that starch build up there. Like once you take all of that out, it just makes your rice a lot, I don't know, fluffier when it's cooked. It's not so heavy. So I wash it about 3 to 4 times in water. And then what I also do, I'll show you when it comes to the time, but this is how I measure. So I use my finger, this is what my dad taught me, put my finger in, and then I fill up the water to the nearest line on my finger, and it works every time. Don't ask me how, what kind of magic, you know, is being worked with the hands, but it works for me, guys. It works for me. Okay, now this is the second wash. So you know how you can kind of see the rice a little bit more? Yeah, this is what we want. You want to be able to see the rice basically, so keep washing it until you can really see the rice through the water, and then add your fresh water into it along with some salt and a knob of butter, and you're good to go. Okay, now look at the rice. It has water in there. You see the big difference? So that's basically ready now. Put my finger in there, needs a little bit more water just to fill up to that line. And then we're good to go. Then we're also going to add some salt. Again, I kind of just do eye measurements, guys. It's always so hard to tell you how much salt I add to rice, but look. That's how much I would add to that, maybe a little bit more. I'd say probably a teaspoon of that, and then a tablespoon of butter will go into this as well. So my rice is now on, and what I like to do is put it on the highest heat, let it start to bubble up, and then I turn it down slightly to medium. Once the water has gone, foil steam. So what we've got here, we've got some butter, so we're just going to add the butter in. And to be honest, I don't really know what the butter does other than give it a really nice flavour. And yeah, your rice should probably take about 15 minutes to cook all in all. So start off on a high heat until it starts to bubble up and do its thing. Then when it's bubbling up, turn it onto a medium. Then once all the water has gone, foil, steam, low heat, 5 to 10 minutes. Whilst our rice is on the go, we're going to check on our chicken. And again, remember, this is hot. Just don't do it. Lift it up. And remember that sound I told you about? Yep, that's the sound I was talking about. You can't get away from it. So if we just get you in a bit closer. Oh, I told you guys, if you want a simple meal with flavors, this needs to be your go-to. Doesn't take long. This is pretty much, it's not done, but it's at the end stages of being cooked now. So you just kind of give it a little bit of a work around like this. So all that stock and juice is just, as you can see, delish. And I'm going to thicken this up as well. Some people, as I said, they add potatoes and that thickens it up. Me, I'm going to thicken it up with some corn flour. For everyone that don't believe in adding corn flour to stew chicken, you know, it's my thing, so don't watch that. But it's going to thicken up the gravy. I like the gravy to be a bit thicker. Okay, so I'm going to put the lid back on, mix up some corn flour, and then add it to my mix. So what we have here is 1 teaspoon of corn flour and 2 tablespoons of cold water. Make sure the water is cold. Don't use hot water, it will just go lumpy. And you kind of want it to look like milk, like this. Once you've mixed it all in, you're going to add this into the pot of chicken. So as you can see, we've got our chicken here. We've got our corn flour water mix here, and we're just going to add that in. Put this to the side as well, just in case you need to add a little bit more. It might not thicken it up as quick as you want to. And then just again leave it to stew down for a bit longer. Your carrots should be cooked by now, but don't worry, they're not going to break apart or anything because it's not been in there for that long. We still need some time to get this going. Keep the chicken in there, let it get thickened up. So it's been about 25 minutes now, so we're just going to put the lid back on and let it continue to do its thing. And as you can see, the rice has started to bubble up. So what I do, it's on high at the moment, I turn it down to medium, and then I'm going to put the lid on, but it's going to be slightly off. Don't put it all the way on because it will just bubble over and it will be a whole mess. So I'm going to check on the rice, and as you can see, all the water has gone. So this is where you add your foil. You put the lid back on, and then you kind of just wrap the foil around the lid and you leave it to steam. Now you can check the rice slightly. I'd recommend using a knife and just kind of like check to see if it's sticking at the bottom. If it is sticking at the bottom, do this technique and then turn off the heat and just leave it to steam. If it's not sticking, you can leave it on low, leave it like this for 5 minutes, then you can turn it off and then the rice is cooked basically. So yes, simple way of how to cook your rice. Also, what I like to do sometimes if I want more gravy, because I'm one of those people where I like a lot of gravy, get some chicken gravy granules. Any brand will be fine. I use Bisto always. And basically add some to a bowl, probably like 1.5 tablespoons. That's about 2 tablespoons actually, I lied. And then what you're going to do, you're going to put some of the juices from the chicken into this and some boiling water as well, so a little mixture of the two. So what we'll do, so I've got my gravy granules here, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some boiling water to this, just a bit, and then I'm going to mix it. It's going to be really thick because I've only added in a little bit. And then once I've mixed it all in and it's basically like a paste like that, we're going to add some of the chicken juice to it so that it can get those flavors worked in before. Then you want to just mix it up like that. So just keep on adding more juice to it, and then we're literally just going to pour this all over the chicken. Just pour it all over like that, and then you just want to kind of get it all worked in together with the rest of those chicken juices. So now it's probably got about 5 minutes left of cooking time. Once all of this has kind of just worked its way in together like so, we're just going to put the lid back on and leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll check on it again. Take a look at that. Take a look at that goodness. Our chicken is ready, guys. Look at it. You see that gravy? That's the gravy that we want. I don't like when gravy isn't gravy, do you know what I mean? It needs to be like this. It needs to be just, oh, just delicious, because once it goes on that rice, like if I had time, I would have done rice and peas today, and rice and peas and stewed chicken gravy is just delicious. But today, you know, a little quick meal, so we're working with the white rice. There we have it. Our stew chicken ready to be served. As for the rice, I've just taken the lid off, and as you can see, our rice is nice and cooked. See that? So let's get that onto the plate. You guys get a nice good amount of this stew chicken. Put some more chicken on there. You guys are getting a nice plate up of this. Let me add on one more piece, and then of course you're going to want some of those veggies and the gravy. So let's just, you want it on the rice? If you're like me, then you want it on the rice, so let's just put it all on there like that. Ooh, I don't know about you guys. If you're not subscribed, then what are you doing? If you are subscribed now, then go and make this. You could sit down and enjoy this with a little side of ginger beer. Actually, hold on, your girl's got a little beverage for you. Let me go and get the beverage and let's eat this now. Let's take the first bite together. Let me go get the ginger beer and let's enjoy. People, I keep telling you, I think I've said it maybe 3 times. If you're not subscribed, you need to, and then go and make this, because every meal, it probably sounds like I'm being very cocky, but every meal, you know, exhibit A. Exhibit A. It's very hot. I also have my beverage. Talk to me, because honey, stew chicken and rice takes maybe an hour total cooking time when you count the rice and everything else. So you know your girl's gonna give you a nice little bite. You see that dripping off of there? Watch this. Okay, don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on the recipe. Don't sleep on the technique. Okay, and this meal as well, very cheap and friendly meal. The chicken The pack of chicken was £2. The rice was £1.50. The rest was change. Call it £10. In America, it's probably, I don't know, go on Google, do the conversion, but you know, it's not a lot. There you go. That's all you. You can take that. Now I'm gonna take mine. The rice with the gravy. Ooh. When you cook with love, you can taste it. When I tell you, you can taste it. I can taste the love I've put into this. And I want to share it with you guys, seriously. A lot of you are saying, when's the restaurant opening? When can I try it? I want to. If you're an investor watching this, let's set up the meeting, please. You don't understand how much I enjoy cooking. Hold on, I've got to take this back because I just can't. I need a drink. I need a drink. I really want to be able to cook for my fans. I really, really do. I'm planning something very special, very top secret, so I really hope I can do it soon. That I can do something to give back to you guys for being so real with me, for just supporting me for all this time. Let me grab the plate. Doing this, showing you guys, teaching you guys, inspiring you guys, it truly makes me happy. Of course, so does this. Every time I cook, eat my food, I share it, I see the response. Honestly, I smile. Like, you guys make me so happy knowing that this helps, because to me this is just me just being myself. And if it means that one day, hopefully by the grace of God, hopefully Chanell opens a restaurant and you guys get to have this in person, sit down with me, we have a one juice, cheers. I can't wait. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So don't sleep on me. Just stay part of the family, get subscribed, drop a comment below, let me know you're rocking with me. I'm gonna end it here because that's a pretty good outro, to be fair. See you in the next video.